The more detail you get on John Fetterman, the sadder you feel for John Fetterman. He does seem in some ways like the victim here. That's what the evidence shows. So Fetterman, you'll remember, was elected to the U.S. Senate with the help of lying media organizations who told us he was fine and you didn't like disabled people if you had questions about his condition. But he wasn't fine at all. He was the opposite of fine. He shouldn't have been there. We know that because immediately after taking office, he was hospitalized for depression. In an interview with CBS News yesterday, Fetterman explained that while he was at Walter Reed Medical Center, doctors identified another issue with his health. Watch.
When I talk, what do you hear?
I hear you talking, and I can understand much of what you're saying. But my hearing has a deficiency that makes it difficult for me to fully understand 100% of it.
So he doesn't fully understand everything that he's hearing. Well, that seems like a problem for him personally, also for the country, since he's one of 100 senators. But CBS wasn't worried at all. Instead, they asked the natural question, are you going to run for president?
Can you have aspirations? Can you serve beyond the United States Senate?
You know, my aspiration is to take my son to the restaurant that we were supposed to go during his birthday, but couldn't because I had to check myself in for depression. And being the kind of dad, the kind of husband, and the kind of senator that Pennsylvania deserves. You know, that's what my aspiration is.
So that seems honestly like a more normal aspiration, taking your boy to a restaurant. But CBS News wants him to run for president. You can't overstate how repulsive a lot of journalists are, most. Dr. Marc Siegel joins us tonight to assess what we saw in this interview. Doctor, what do you think of this?
Tucker, first of all, I can't believe that she asked him if he's running for president. Even before the depression, the chances of him surviving the term are less than 50% from the kind of stroke he had, and he has a bad heart. Then we find out that he's had chronic depression, which nobody told the voters of Pennsylvania about. He's been suffering it for years. On the positive side, I thought that he was good coming forward and saying I couldn't get out of bed, I didn't want to eat, I was losing weight, I had no happiness in my life, I couldn't celebrate my son's 14th birthday, and I had to be hospitalized because depression is a disease that's so often stigmatized, and over 10% of Americans suffer from severe depression. So in saying that, he makes it less stigmatized. On the other hand, what was he doing in the hospital for 6 weeks? The usual hospitalization is 6 to 10 days. How come, if he's being transparent, we're not finding out what the treatment was there? And you just pointed out there's issues with hearing. That's related to his stroke. You know, there's the issue of that he has a 60% chance or more of recurrent depression, that he goes back in the hospital, all of which leads me to my main point. We feel bad for him. We like that he came forward. We feel compassion for him on a personal level. But what about the voters of Pennsylvania? What about the 14 million people in Pennsylvania? What about the people in the United States who have a Senate that's so divided that every vote matters? And is he up to voting? Is he fit to serve? I have serious concerns about that, and so should every American. Tucker.
That's exactly right. Dr. Marc Siegel, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly opens, stories that are changing the world and changing your life. From Tucker Carlson Tonight.